Well, looks like there's somebody. Good morning. Um, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Um, Still early in December. Getting colder though, don't you think? For sure. Um, I keep saying this, but oh, there's something. Oh, my glasses. I keep saying this, but I'm pretty sure this is really my last week for working on the porch. um, I believe that it's supposed to be in the 50s tomorrow and the next day. So I'm very hopeful. I've gotten to the point now where I'm carrying things in the house. So I'm cutting the wood for the trim on the porch and then bringing it in the house to paint it. It's just a little too cold and things are taking too long to dry because of it. So I think I would have been, I think, in retrospect, um, I'm glad I got the ceiling done, but I think I would have probably been smarter to wait till spring. Um, so there you go. We'll see. But I think at some point I am going to have to decide I'm just done and pick it up later. Um, just because that's the nature of things that uh, it has to sort of be done. But I have a couple like real short term goals. I've got to get. I took we have lights that we have up. Um, we put them up at Christmas, but now my husband just leaves them up all year round because they look nice and um, it's just nice to have light in the front of the house. So they all had to come down. So I'd really like to get them back up and then um, get everything off the porch um, for the winter. You know, we'll see what happens. Good morning, Deb. Um, yeah, it's uh, I find myself just it's so funny how you are doing things. And so I've already I figured out like when is the warmest type of part of the day. um, the way the porch is, the afternoons, if I wait till the afternoon, the sun, where the sun is, it's shining on the porch. So afternoons, I can get at least, maybe another 10-degree boost because of the sun on the porch. So yeah, I've got, it's a complex system of keeping track of the weather, the temperature, everything, just trying to just squeeze out a little bit more for the year. I don't want to give up, but I think I'm going to have to at some point. Um, but I think it's been a good run. Wow, this what a strange year this has been, and what a warm fall. So much. I hope that you've taken advantage of it and had some time outside. I think everybody is trying to spend a little bit more time outside, which is good. Um, I think uh, if we're gonna think of good things that have come out of this, that's one of them. Is this feeling that being outdoors is a good option, and it really is, especially in Delaware. I mean, we our weather really isn't that severe, and if you have a good coat, you'll be all right. So I would encourage you to get out there and take advantage of it. We've talked about this before, and I was just reading a little article about this idea that being active, at least for something every day, is really important. Getting out and taking a walk, changing your environment. And I think that is really important now when we are kind of stuck at home, is getting out of this space and doing something else. And you're going to have to. make an effort to do it, right? Because most of the time we don't really have um, reasons to get out of the house now. Um, so, um, something my husband and I have been talking about doing is just, and we have done this, but again, like you need to make a special effort to do it. Go out in your car and just drive around, and find some place to park and listen to the radio, listen to a podcast. If you um, are into podcasts, podcasts are great. Um, you There's just so many different things. There's a podcast for pretty much anything you could be interested in, and it's just very nice to be in a different location, listening to someone tell you something, a story about something. It's like I think of podcasts. It's like when your parents would read you a story before bed. Um, it's just very nice because it's very it's enjoyable, but pretty low effort, right? So you can just kind of absorb it while you're looking at something else or doing something else. It's nice. Um, Take a walk, right? If you don't live in a place where it's pleasant to walk, go drive to a park and take a walk. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly okay. Um, there are a lot of things that we can do, and it's important to really focus on them rather than the things that we can't do. Um, this is going to be um, a long winter, right? I mean, we knew this, right? We knew this coming in, that things were probably going to be um, getting worse with the virus and having more restrictions about what we can do and what we should be doing. Um, so we're just going to get through it. And I'm already thinking about spring, right? I mean, we're in a couple of weeks we're going to be at the equinox, which means we're going to start having longer days, and we're going to be thinking about spring and the sun coming back. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Susan. Um, so let's keep that in mind. Um, that spring is coming, even though we haven't even gotten to Christmas yet. But spring is coming, right? There is always more things on the horizon. Um, so let's find, right, everything, one thing every day, one thing to do, um, one thing to do active, and one thing to accomplish, right? Accomplish something every day. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Do a load of laundry. Um, I mean, if you make food for yourself every day, that's something you've accomplished. Um, my husband and I were talking about this today. This idea that uh, you have to do something, but you don't have to necessarily do it well, right? So I remember when my kids were young, I worried a lot that they would eat, right? I don't know, like my oldest was a very picky eater, and so um, he didn't want to eat a lot of the things that we ate, and he still is very. He's got this idea about food should be separate, and certain types, he doesn't like certain types of foods, like anything liquid or anything, I don't know, whatever. He's an oddball. um, and so I guess I thought like all of my kids were going to be like this. It was going to be this like struggle. What am I going to do, like getting them to eat food? um, and I would stress a lot about doing stuff, making this stuff, and then having it be sort of rejected. um, but then I had more kids who would eat anything, and then I realized that whatever. But the idea is that you're doing something, but you're not necessarily um, it's the action of doing it. It's not the outcome, right? So if you make a beautiful meal and the people in your house don't like it, well, geez, that's too bad for them. They could eat a peanut butter sandwich instead, or whatever they want to do. Or they could wait till tomorrow. There's plenty of meals coming. Um, your effort is what matters, right? Even if you try really hard to do something and it turns out horrible, and even you don't want to eat it, it's the effort that you've put in. That's your gift. Um, Giving the time and putting in the effort that's your gift. It may not be a welcome gift, right? Maybe it turns out terrible. Doesn't matter. You've made an effort, and that's what we are trying to do. Right? Good morning, Ruth. Every day we want to build on this day to the next day to the next day. That's how we get through everything, one step at a time. And it's true now, it's true always. It's especially true now, right? When things feel very uncertain, we're not really sure what's going to happen, how things are going to turn out. That uncertainty is a constant. Any any layer of security that we feel is our own projection, right? And certainly, there are things in the world that are making things seem more uncertain, but in truth, they've always been this way. We just are seeing it now more. We are learning to live with it, which is something that is good. If we can keep our equanimity, right, moving through all of these kind of crazy times, think how easy it's going to be when things get back to be a little more predictable. Because I think they will. I think that's how things go, right? We have times when things are sort of shook up, and then we have some peaceful times, up and down. Right? So this is a good time for us to practice all of these things that we have been working on, right? Um, Working on the internal landscape, right? Working more on our own garden, right? Than maybe worrying about what's happening with the world's garden. The world's garden is going to have to take care of itself for a little bit while we get ourselves in order here. So, taking a walk or getting active once a day. Accomplish something. Put in some effort. I shouldn't even say accomplish something. Well, yeah, I mean, accomplish something. But don't be so worried about what it is you're accomplishing. Just do something, right? So you can look back at your day and say, oh, okay, well, I did this. It doesn't have to be a lot. And if you're feeling like really ambitious, try two things. And just keep at it, right? Every day. Some days, maybe it's just making dinner. Maybe that's all you're going to get done for sure. That's good. Everything else, put that aside for now. There's always tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. So we keep going. All right. So let's do some asana. And actually, before we do some asana, let's do a little, I think we've done this before. So this is a great thing actually for your like digestion and things. If you have times that you're feeling kind of like you've been overindulging, I feel kind of like I ate a lot over Thanksgiving, like a lot of weird stuff, like pie, things I don't normally eat. So I'm kind of like, ugh. But this is nice to kind of get your digestion going. So when you're sitting up, we're just going to kind of move this lower section of the body, Okay. So we're going to kind of draw in. We're starting down at the base. So kind of down, like if you've ever done Kegel exercises, so that you're sort of, clenching the bathroom muscles, one might say, right? We start there and we work our way up to right underneath the ribs here. We're kind of drawing it all up and then letting it go. So what you're doing is kind of massaging this whole area down here. And it's a gentle movement. Now, as you work with this, if you do this every day or, a couple of times a week, you'll strengthen the muscles down there to the point where you can do a little bit more. And you can see things online where people just move their stomach this way and that. I don't know. We don't need to do all that. But it is very helpful if you have gas, if you have any sort of digestive issues, to kind of just get things moving. It's like a gentle massage, but you're doing it sort of internally. So we're going to do this on, let's see, it's an exhale, right? So we're inhaling, and then on the exhale, we're starting here, moving up as the air leaves. And then we release, let the air come back in, kind of expanding. And you can hold for like a couple counts. You don't have to hold your breath. But you can, to kind of, get that very last bit out and just sort of hold everything in place. But it's not required. So this isn't quite Agnisara. Agnisara, we've talked about that before. And also, it's a practice similar to this, but it's more intense. And Agnisara is really to kind of heat up the digestive system. And then this will do that as well. But this is a little less than that. It's just more just a gentle thing. And you can do it, maybe, I don't know, 10 times or so. Just see how it feels. And just kind of get stuff moving, right? All right. So asana. Sitting up tall, take your breath. And then let your head hang down. Lifting up, keep lifting the chin. Head back to center, breath in, moving the head over to the right. Back up and moving left. Back up. Lean forward, move around. Going one way and then the other. Back up to your seat, arms wide. Take a deep breath and then exhale, hands together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands together, lift the arms overhead, and then hands down by your side. Inhale, lift and lower, lift and lower. Once more, lifting up, and then right hand down by your side, reach across with the left. Switch. And back up. Lift the shoulders, roll back. And roll forward. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you, sitting up tall. Deep breath. Exhale, twist. Back to center and switch. And back to center. Tabletop. Let's sit back on the heels. Back up. Tabletop to downward dog. Walking it out. And then step the feet up. So we're here in a fold. Keep breathing. Rising up. Standing tall. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And then hands back by your side. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, arms high. And then hands back by your side. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And lifting, arms up overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift. And fold on the exhale. Inhale, flat back. On the exhale, we're stepping back with the left foot. Press down with both feet. Arms up overhead. Warrior one. One more breath, moving to warrior two. Shoulders relaxed, steady breath. Inhale, flip the right palm, lift it up high. One more breath here, and then right arm. You can rest it on the thigh, lifting up. Side angle. And then back up. Warrior two for a breath. Then drop the hands, straighten the knee, and turn the foot. So we're facing the side of the mat. Deep breath in, and then lean forward. You can bring the hands down. Hands back to the waist, rising up. Take a breath here. And then we're going to turn, facing the front again, and arranging the feet. So you've got the right leg out, left leg back. Interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulders back. Take a deep breath and fold. Rising up. Step the back foot up. Arms up overhead. And back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back with the right. Press down with both feet, and we're rising up. Warrior one. Then moving to warrior two. Shoulders relaxed. Gazing over that front hand. Inhale, flip that palm, lift it up. Right arm by your side. And then resting that arm on the leg. Lift up. back up. And then release the hands, straighten the knee, and turn your feet. So you're facing the side again. Deep breath. This time, you can bring hands behind to interlace. You could grab opposite wrists. You could walk the wrists, walk the hands up. So you've got maybe the forearms working towards the elbows. I'm not going to get there today. Take a deep breath and fold forward. Rising up, release the hands. Let's bring them up over the head. And then down by your side. Walk the feet in. So we're about shoulder width, thereabouts for your squat. Take a deep breath. Bend the knees. And we're lowering down. Nice and upright with the body. Breathe. And then rising up. Release the hands. Turn so we're facing the front again. This time left leg is out. Interlace the fingers. Deep breath and fold. Rising up. Back foot steps to the front, arms overhead. Back to mountain. Breath in and breath out. And then just come up top of the mat. Lift the arms, breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. On the exhale, we're going to step back, downward dog. Inhale, come on forward to high plank. And then lower all the way down. Head turns right. Arms by your side. And breathe. Head back to center. We're going to bring the hands by your side. So setting up for Cobra. Elbows close. Hands resting about chest height. And then we're just going to lift up head and chest. You can lift the hands and breathe. Lower down, head turns to the left. Back to center. Let's bring the arms in front. So we're propped up on the elbows. Hands are resting on the mat or the floor. Maybe a little wider with the legs. Just resting the tops of the feet on the mat. And then we're going to press down, pull the shoulders back, gazing straight ahead. Breathe. And lower down. Maybe rest the chin or the forehead on the hands. And breathe. And then let's move back up. So tabletop, back to child's pose. And then back up to a seat. Soles of the feet together. Sitting up tall and then folding forward. So the thing we did at the beginning, before we started asana, that sort of movement with the belly, I just wanted to mention that you always want to do that on an empty stomach. You would never do that after you've eaten. So if you've eaten a big meal, don't do it then. Preferably, you might do it before a big meal to kind of stimulate the digestive system. But certainly, I would wait, maybe 3 to 4 hours, I guess, after a regular sized meal before you would do something like that. It's great for first thing in the morning, right? Because we haven't eaten anything, and it's a good way to kind of get your digestion moving again for the day, because it does kind of just sit and do nothing. Well, not nothing, but it's much less active, when we're sleeping. So it's a good way to kind of wake it up in the morning. Come on back up, both legs out in front. Let's point and flex the feet. And then rotate around one way, then the other. Pretty quiet today. I don't hear a lot of cracking or creaking. I don't know what that means. Let's bend the knee, sit up tall, and then lowering the knee out. You've got the foot close to the thigh here. Take a deep breath. And then leading with the chest, we're folding forward. Back up. Let's switch. Hugging that left knee in and then lowering to the side. Sitting up tall. Breath in and then Exhale, we're folding forward. Back up. Both legs out. Inhale, exhale, fold. Moving back up. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet to the mat. We're lowering down. And then resting on your back. Get comfortable. Right ankle comes on top of left knee. You might stay here, pressing that knee away from the body, or bring the left leg closer and hug it in towards the body. You can extend the leg if you want. See how that feels. And then set the foot down. We'll switch. Maybe drawing in the right leg close to the body. Extend the leg if you want. And then set both feet back to the mat. Breath in and breath out. I'm going to cue a regular bridge and then a supported bridge. So it's up to you. If you just want to do supported bridge, that's fine. I'm going to do one of each. So we've got hands by the side, feet pressing in close. We're lifting up. And lower down. Take a couple of breaths. And then lifting up again. Find a good place for your block and relax. And then lifting up. Remove the block. Resting back on the mat, soles of the feet together, knees apart. You could have hands on the belly, or you could bring them up over the head if you like how that feels. Bring everything back to center. We're going to have the knees bumping together, feet walk out to the outer edges of the mat. Arms to a T or goalpost arms. Then lowering both knees over to the right. Back to center, then moving left. Back to center, hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Extending the legs. And then lowering down however you want to get there. Resting comfortably on the mat. And breathe. So finding that place within that calm place. Focusing on the breath, the sensations in the body. Keeping your focus here and now. So this idea of just doing one thing, just one thing, it might not seem like much, right? But the things add up. So one thing a day is 7 things over the course of a week, right? You see how that goes. um, and it gives you this sense of accomplishment, even if it's something that feels very small. If you look back, you can see that it's a pattern of things, right? Um, Nothing is ever done in the big the big picture, right? The big picture can be overwhelming. It can be heavy and seem insurmountable. Right? But day by day, hour by hour, step by step, time is passing, whether we are doing something or not. So we might as well be doing something, making our um, steps towards whatever it is we want to achieve. That's where the real work is, right? The only work really happens in the now. Everything else is just planning or thinking or worrying or stressing, right? That's not, it's not real. It's all in our mind. Um, what's real is what is happening right now. So be um, be understanding with yourself. If you have trouble getting motivated, try to do one thing. If you feel like you can do more, try doing one thing for each sort of part of you. So do one thing for your body, right? Do one thing for your mind. Do one thing for your spirit. So, doing something for your body might be, cooking or planning a really good meal or, you know, exercising or doing yoga or um, taking a bath, right? Do something kind for your body, for your mind. Do something to keep you mentally stimulated. Um, Not TV. I don't think that counts. But how about you read a book or do a puzzle or even talk to a friend, speak to another person. If you live alone, you could easily go a whole day without talking to anyone. Don't let that happen. Talk to someone, reach out, call someone, strike up a conversation with your neighbor from across your yard. I don't know. But do something to keep your mind moving. Spiritual, right? Do something for your spiritual self. Focus on um, that internal self, meditation, um, any sort of religious practices you may have, any kind of devotion, um, reading, spiritual, right? Spiritual works. Hey, that's a 2 for 1 right there. You're going to get mind and spirit. Um, Remembering all of these parts of ourselves and feeding them, right? Giving them sustenance. Um, when we neglect these parts of ourselves, they don't die, but they shrink, right? They get smaller. Think of your body, right? If you don't move your body, you lose range of motion, you lose strength, you lose flexibility. It's exactly the same thing, right? Everything starts to shrink. Your world gets smaller. So let's keep expanding, expanding our world, expanding our mind, our spirituality, our body. Maybe not expanding our body, but expanding our abilities with our body. How about that? Um, and be kind, right? Be gentle with yourself. If you feel like you've let some things go, it's fine. Jump right in, right? They say the best time to do yoga, to start yoga, is 20 years ago, right? That's the first best time. The second best time is right now. We can't change anything that's past. We can't get that time back, right? That is the truth of it. It's gone. There's no point in worrying about it. What is happening today? What can we do right now? That's what matters. Moving a bit, fingers and toes, hands and feet. Maybe stretching a bit and then making your way up to a seat. We'll bring hands together, breath in and out. Thank you for taking some time today for yoga, for sharing that experience with me today. I hope you have an excellent Wednesday and stay warm. Namaste. Thank you. I know it's not even that cold out, but it feels cold, right? Because we're not used to it. It was just like 70 degrees a couple of days ago, or 60 anyway. All right, a little meditation. Let's feed that spiritual side of us. So sitting up tall, relaxing the body and the shoulders. Normal breath. You don't have to focus on the breath. You can just let it do its own thing. Close the eyes, finding that peaceful focus. So when I say soft focus, I mean, we don't want to hold on to something so tight. We want to allow things to move through. So a really good example, I'm sorry, a good example that I heard about this is the idea of a pebble in the stream. So the pebble rests on the stream bed and the water goes over it. It passes. Different things go by. Fish, seaweed, I don't know, different things. The pebble stays the same, right? So a pebble is our soft focus. Our mind, we're going to have inputs. We're going to hear things. We got our eyes closed so we aren't seeing things, but we'll hear noises. We'll have thoughts that come up, but we want to let them go, just like a stream, right? And we keep our focus on that soft pebble that it might move a little bit, but it stays where it is. Right? So close the eyes and breathe. Okay. Back to awareness. And here we are. So I like that idea of a pebble, focusing on that, like a pebble in the stream, um, because that pebble is within you, right? It The pebble isn't trying to stay still. The pebble is just still. That's the pebble's nature. The pebble isn't trying hard to. It's just there, right? So with meditation, we don't have to try hard to stay where we are. We just have to focus on the fact that we are here, right? We don't have to hold on so tight. We can let those things go by us, focusing on that which is unmoving. Okay. Have a good Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow for more yoga. See ya.